Ooh, girl, you know what's up. Ooh, what? Ooh, girl, you know what's up.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Jewel here with my healthy lifestyle change. I hope you guys are doing magnificent, amazing, wonderful, blessed, prosperous. I hope that September is going well. I hope that you're getting everything that you want and deserve. I hope that you checked out my I am video on 2 weeks ago. I didn't get to film last week, but 2 weeks ago, just empowering and encouraging you to get through September. Saying those affirmations really do change your life. I say those morning and in the evening, and it really helps me power through the day. So I hope those have been helping you guys get through your September. So today I'm going to be talking about something that's a little sensitive to me, something that makes me feel insecure at times, and something that a lot of people actually go through that I really did not know. And it wasn't until I started opening up about my situation that allowed other people to come and talk to me and say, hey, I'm dealing with the same thing. So I thought that it would be perfect to talk to you guys about it, especially because I am healing from it right now. So obviously, if you didn't see it in the title, it's Hidradenitis Suppurativa. I wonder how many times I can say that. But HS, Hidradenitis Suppurativa, and it's something that a lot of men and women experience. So if you don't know what it is, first I'm going to read you the Google definition of what it is. That's why I have my laptop here. And then we're going to talk about it a little bit more in depth. So according to Google, Hidradenitis Suppurativa, HS, is a painful long-term skin condition that causes abscesses and scarring on the skin. The exact cause of hidradenitis suppurativa is unknown, but it occurs near hair follicles where there are sweat glands, usually around the groin, bottom, breast, and armpits. That was Goog. Gonna close that. What they meant to say was, this is the most excruciating, painfulest, hurtfulest thing that a human being has to deal with, and it should be a sin to exist. I got your back, Google. I got your back. So it is a skin condition that is very, very, very painful. And if it's out of control, it can become massive. If you let it get out of hand and continue, it can become a serious chronic condition for your life. So my mother suffers from HS very badly. And she has skin issues on her leg, under her breast, and it has expanded massively. She's being treated for it, being helped for it. She has made changes in her life to help heal it. But according to the doctors in Western medicine, there is no cure for it. So there are things that I do to keep myself from flaring up and having problems when it comes to it. So I'm just have a little story time to kind of tell you my background with it, and then up until now what I'm currently doing. Growing up, I have always had skin troubles, eczema, boils, and I would always get flare-ups around my time of the month as I got older, and I never understood what was going on. My mom would always say, oh, that's a boil, you have a boil, put a hot rag on it, or something like that. And I really didn't know what it was, and I thought I was a freak of nature. I thought something was wrong with me because I'm like, I'm getting it all over the place. And as Google did say, you get it in areas that have sweat glands. Like I said, I've always had flare-ups around my time of the month, around my cycle. If there's a big event coming up, it's like my body knows, and flare-up. Graduation, I had a huge boil under my arm and I couldn't even put it down, but I was so happy that I was graduating from undergrad that I was in there thing like, Okay, but I had a boil. So, I mean, it just comes and it seems like you do nothing to cause it. It was about 2018 when I started 23 for 23, kind of towards the beginning. I got this boil that was here actually. It was right here. And as you can see, the scar, that is the scar from it. Let me get a little closer. That is the scar. All of this came from this boil. And it had gotten so big. I never had a boil here. I've always had this budge, but I never got a boil there. And I used to wonder, I'm like, I wonder if one day it's going to turn to a boil. And it did. It got so big and I couldn't lift my arm. So I told my teacher, I was in school at the time getting my master's, and I told my teacher, I said, hey, I have to leave. I can't pick my arm up. I need to go to urgent care because it was hurting so bad. I've never experienced a boil hurting that bad. So I went to urgent care and they were like, the only thing that we can do is drain it. I'm like, okay, I've done some research. I saw that that's what you should do if you get one. So I want to do the better thing and get it lanced. So I thought. I got back there. They started sticking it and poking it and squeezing it. So they had to numb it, of course, right? And then the numbing of, obviously it didn't work. It was hurting so bad. They started squeezing. She cut me open a little bit more to start scraping and all of this stuff. And I was like, sis, this hurt. She was like, it hurt? I said, this hurt. She said, yeah, you're going to feel a little pressure. I said, not a little. It hurts. It hurts. So I'm laying there, I'm crying because I'm like, I ain't never doing this again. Like, I'm like, But she patched me up. She put some little gauze. She stuffed it with gauze and patched me up, bandaged me, and walked out of there like I done got a cast on my arm or something. She told me I would have to return so she could pull the gauze out and see where it was, right? So I'm like, all right, fine. I go back. And this is where I was like, I'll never go again. So when I got in there, she pulled it out and she was pressing it. She was pressing all around it. And she's like, it's still some stuff in there. So she started pushing it, squeezing it. And I said, oh, no, ma'am, that's a negative. I'm not going to be able to do it. She kept squeezing it. And I said, it hurts very, very badly. She was like, well, you have to get the rest out. I said, no, that's not what we're going to do. No. She said, do you want to leave? I said, I want to leave. Yes. And she told me, well, you'll be back because all it's going to do is grow again. And I told her, negatory. So I ain't ever went back to urgent care because it was so painful. I literally could not get with it. But I learned two things when I walked out, right? One, she said, sometimes certain washing powders, soap powders that you use for your clothes causes flare-ups. You might want to look into changing your soap powder. At the time, I was using Foca. So there's a video that I did talking about clearing up my skin. This was one of the things I did for clearing up my skin, and it also helped with the boils, the HS. I changed. She mentioned Purex. She said two of them, but Purex was one of them. That's all I can remember. So I changed to Purex, and I haven't looked back since. I haven't had any itching problems. My boils are way, way less, and it didn't help with my acne for my face. So I'll link that above if you guys have not seen that video. But that was the one thing I learned, changed my soap powder. The second thing is she handed me some paperwork with Hidradenitis Suppurativa on it. It dawned on me that is what my mom was talking about the whole time. I had no idea what HS was. I didn't do any research at all. Like none. I just knew my mom had HS, and I was just like, it's a skin disorder. It's chronic skin disease. I didn't know, okay, yeah, the bulls, the abscesses, that stems from it. You know what I'm saying? That starts it. No idea. So I've never formally been diagnosed with HS, and I refuse to go and be diagnosed for HS. Call me stubborn. I don't care. I don't want them to tell me that, okay? I'm good. However, she gave me the paperwork for HS, and I guess she couldn't formally diagnose me with it or whatever. I don't know. It's just urgent care, right? But she gave me the information to read. So I read the document she gave me. I started doing research, and I actually found a woman who is on YouTube who's doing a fabulous job at giving the facts about it, as well as keeping her underarms clear. She actually healed her scars. So if you have HS or have experience with it, you know that it leaves some deep, nasty scars, and she has actually cured. She had a dramatic change from what her scars started out to be to her underarm. Now she has nothing. So I'm going to find her channel and maybe link it somewhere so you guys can check her out, because she's doing a fabulous job. But that's when I learned about hidradenitis suppurativa. After that, I went into like massive research mode, and I started talking to my friends about it. And one recommendation one of my friends had, she asked me what deodorant I use. And at the time, I was using deodorant. I don't think it was this one. I think they have an unscented kind. For sensitive skin, I was using this Dove, which is still my number one deodorant. That, like, I love Dove. However, it's an antiperspirant. And she was like, that's supposed to keep you from sweating. Like, it stops the sweat. And I was like, you are so right. I never thought about it like that. She was like, yeah, it's drying you up under there. And if you have bulls, you know that when it gets dry and it rubs, it causes an aggravation. So when she said, yo, you need to switch your deodorant, I'm like, light bulb. Okay, cool. I go to a natural store near me, and I found an all-natural deodorant that had aloe vera gel in it. And I think like maybe a mango scent or something. It was by the brand Nutribiotic. I absolutely loved it. Now, it took my underarm some time to get adjusted, honey. I was itching. I was like, oh. But once they did get adjusted, I had no problems. Literally, the flare-ups decreased. The only gripe I can say I had about the Nutribiotic is that it wasn't strong, of course, like the Dove. I could wear it for a few hours, and then I would start smelling a little foul. So I'd be like, okay, we need to go wash under our arms, take a shower, something, but we gotta readjust. So that's the one thing, but I absolutely loved it. So for about 2 years, I used that from 2018 up until I moved to Texas. And that's all I had. And I found out that it was actually discontinued. It's no longer on the shelves. So I believe it's still sold online. I found it online, but I figured if it's not sold in stores, I don't know, maybe something's happening. So I was like, I have to find a new deodorant. So when I moved to Texas, I started doing some research on different deodorants. And as of this year, I'm using the Purity Sensitive Skin. It says chemical free, super effective, no aluminum, no paraben, no baking soda, kills 99.9% of odor causing bacteria. So there are many natural deodorants out there that's, supernatural ingredients. You can even make your own, but you really have to find what works for you and your skin and does not cause you outbreaks. So that's what I use. I started doing the research, found the lady on YouTube, started learning that, okay, you can actually get this under control. You can heal it, right? At the time, I was still eating red meat. I was still eating chicken, seafood. I was That was pretty much it. Chicken and seafood, that's all I ate. And dairy, right? So I decided to do Whole30, and I don't know if you guys remember my journey when I did Whole30, but Whole30 was the best thing that ever happened to my life. It changed my mind, it changed my appetite, it changed my thought process. It literally changed my life, okay? So when I changed my deodorant and my washing powder, my flare-ups decreased. When I lost weight, my flare-ups decreased. When I started eating super clean, and by clean, I mean Whole30, when I followed Whole30 to the T and I didn't have any dairy at all, that was a game changer. For about 2 to 3 months, I didn't see not one bull, not one flare up, not one lump, not pressure, not, ooh, I feel one coming, nothing. Whole30 changed my life, and that's when I discovered it's dairy. It's in the dairy. The dairy is causing me flare-ups. So I started playing around with it. And it's not just dairy, it's many things that you eat that can cause it. But dairy is the number one culprit that causes diseases in the body. Dairy, okay? So I played around with it. I introduced the dairy back to my body. It rejected it. I absolutely hated it. I would be in pain for days for even eating an ounce of it, a bowl of macaroni or just whatever. It would be awful. I got to the point now where I just had to give it up. Now, don't get me wrong. When I go out, if I don't have the ability to eat exactly what I want, I will settle for some seafood and I'll end up regretting it later. So I'm going to show you my underarms. I don't like showing my underarms and they hairy right now. So what's up? I don't like to shave my underarms at all, okay? So they're hairy, whatever, but I'm healing from a bull. But like I said, I would go out, I would eat seafood and it'll probably have butter on it or something like that. And then a few days later, my arm is hurting. And I'm like, Jewel, you should have never ate that because you knew that your arm was gonna start hurting. So I typically get my flare-ups around my underarm. Sometimes I have it on my inner thigh, sometimes on my groin, sometimes on my booty, if my booty is rubbing, but most of the time my flare-ups happen under my arm. So I'm gonna show you. Don't look at my hair. Anyway, so here is the one that I recently got, and it didn't open, even though it looks like it did, but it didn't open, and it's currently in its healing process right now. I can still feel it a little bit, and I don't have on any deodorant or anything right now because I want this to heal before I start putting back anything on there. Here's like some other scars. My left arm is worse than my right. For whatever reason, I get more flare-ups on this side. So here's some scars. That's the one from the front. This is a scar, and these are years scars, guys. Like I've had these scars for years, okay? Years, and I've literally been trying to get rid of them. Yeah, so I avoid shaving. The woman that I do watch on YouTube, she shaves. She has a routine. If you need a routine, please follow her. But I don't shave. I have recently started to get my underarms waxed. Now, I won't be getting it waxed until that one heals completely. But I have recently, and I haven't had one in so long that I was like, let me try waxing. So I started to try waxing back in May when the world opened back up for a bit. I got my first wax underneath my arms and it was excruciating. However, I wanted to try the waxing under my arms to just make sure it's not ingrown hairs. So that's the only reason why I wanted to try it, you know, and I don't want to cause any nicks or problems with shaving. So I was like, let me see what waxing can do. But I'm going to give it a year. If it turns out that I'm better off shaving, I'm going back to the razor. But even when I was shaving, I was not shaving often. I let my hair grow fully back underneath my arms. I let them breathe. I let them do their own thing because she, me, her. I don't play those games. So I don't like the flare-ups. I don't like the pain, and I don't care what nobody gotta say. My health comes first. And if you have HS or if you've experienced the abscess or a boil, you know it takes the life out of you. It's draining. You sweating, you hot, you tired, you bothered, and you fatigued, and you don't know what's going on. And it's that boil because you was trying to be cute and you shaved your underarms too much. I ain't getting cute for nobody, baby. I'm hairy. Let them be hairy and let them be free. Okay? Okay. Another thing that I do that when I don't want to wear deodorant, I would say when I started using the vitamin E oil, again, check that video out about the skin. But when I started using the vitamin E oil for my face, I started using it underneath my arms, and because vitamin E oil has healing properties, so it's supposed to heal scars. So I figured, well, if it heals my face and if it's healing scars and dark marks and, you know, speeding up the process of healing, it can heal my underarms. So I use this. I still use this underneath my arms. I love the vitamin E oil all over my body. This here is my holy grail. This right here. So I put it, of course, on my face, but after I get out the shower, like, so let's say in the mornings, especially since we work from home, I'm not wearing no deodorant at home. For what? Who here? Who I'm trying to smell good for? Not that I stink, because I don't stink. I mean, right now I don't have on. No, I don't stink. But I don't have on vitamin E oil. I don't have on anything. When I got out the shower this morning, I just put on me a big t-shirt and let it all hang loose. Okay. But some days, if I'm feeling like it's necessary, like some days now that I'm trying to heal this, I will put this vitamin E oil on it and it works for me. I like how it feels. It gives it a good slip so it's not dry. And I don't have any like odor or anything like that. So I personally like using vitamin E oil underneath my arms for the healing properties. The point of this video was to share my journey with HS. I've done immense research on it. My mother has it. She's dealing with it. And I only know my experiences from it. So I'm going to share with you some tips that I have to healing, preventing and managing your HS or your boils. Tip number 1, consume as much water as possible. I mean, the gallon a day is a thing. It really is a thing, and it flushes you out a lot. Don't consume so much alcohol. So I've learned that when I consume a lot of alcohol, I have like, it may not get like that, or it may not boil up and get, you know, full of pus, but I'll have like little lumps and it'll hurt, and I'll be like, I know what that's from. So don't consume so much alcohol. Exercise. When I lost that weight, y'all, like from the beginning, like I'm 65 pounds down now, but back when I was just 35, 25 pounds, I wasn't seeing flare-ups at all. It was rare. I mean, I went from seeing them at least once a month to maybe one in a year. So exercise, get that weight off. Number 4, experiment with your foods, okay? I recommend Whole30 to Everyone, y'all. I'm telling y'all, Whole30 changed my life. This is not a paid promotion. Whole30 changed my life. Whole30 is a true game changer because of the methodology behind Whole30. The point is to eat whole foods. When you consume whole foods and you get rid of the less healthier foods and things that causes the mucus buildup in your body, then you discover what it is that's causing your body problems. So I recommend doing Whole30. I recommend, even if you don't do Whole30, just consume whole foods. Cut back on red meat. Eliminate things like pork and beef that stays in your body and decays in your body over time, and cut out cheese. I recommend, please, like, at least trying meatless Mondays, meatless month. So that was number 4. Less meat, less dairy. Fix your diet, basically clean your diet up to see changes. Number 5 is to do your research. Do your research. Look at studies, look at people who have it, who have had it, things that they have done. Just do a lot of research so you can figure out what works for you, because everybody's doing different things, okay? And you really have to figure out what works for you, and the only way to do that is by doing your research. Number 6 is, when you do that research, there are different home remedies. Don't try them. Nope. Don't go to Google looking at home remedies for your boils and trying every last one of them on the list. Don't do that, okay? Because that will cause you more problems. It will cause more flare-ups. It will cause you more pain, okay? Number 7 is watch the clothing that you wear. So you want to wear breathable clothing. I know it'd be cute to be boom, boom, pow, boobies all up. But those bras, what I've learned from me, those wire bras, they ain't no good, sis. I'm not saying don't wear them, because I'm going to keep my bras. They were expensive. But I'm saying limit your time in it. When I go out, I go out. When I come home, it's off. Immediate. Because it causes pain, okay? You know, there are prices that you have to pay for beauty, but, you know, don't do it if it's not necessary. So try to wear more breathable clothing, less tight jeans, less tight shirts, soft clothing. That really extremely changes the game. So definitely try that. And my last tip, number 8, is to be patient with yourself. Be patient with your body. Your journey is not like anyone else's, okay? Just take it easy with yourself and embrace it. I'm not saying just let it do whatever, but I'm just saying embrace who you are, you know? And I think when you start embracing it and you open up about it, then there'll be other people that say, oh, I have that, which is one of the reasons why I did this video, because there's so many people that I know that go through this every single day. And it wasn't until I posted a video, a picture of myself with my arms up, and so many people inboxed me like, oh my God, I have this same problem. Oh my God, I didn't know what it was. Oh my God, thank you so much for posting it. Oh my God, you're a true inspiration. Like, it's somebody who's going through what you're going through. So just embrace yourself, because your journey is different from someone else's. I hope this video was informative. I hope it helped someone. I hope it allowed someone to come outside of that box, that shell, that insecurity that I know that holds so many people inside. I hope that I could help you today. All right, guys, I will see y'all next time. Peace.